Good afternoon from Porsche Vocala. I'm Scotty, one of the Porsche product geniuses over here. And today we're going to be answering some customer questions that we have over here. And that first question being, is there a way to set on the new Panamera to default the car to turn off auto start and stop feature? Now, due to the recent emission standards, and of course, as I'm sure everyone has heard about the Dieselgate scandal from Volkswagen, and of course, Porsche being under Volkswagen, now we have the auto start and stop function set as always being initiated whenever you turn on the car. Now, unfortunately, there is no way around that, even with hard coding or anything like that. And this one I brought up with one of our head technicians over at Porsche. He said there's no way around it. But I have my own little ideas and kind of how to make things a little easier. Now, what I recommend, and in some of the old Panameras, we actually had the little hard button to disable the auto start and stop feature somewhere in this little area right over here. But what I recommend now is actually essentially programming it to your individual mode. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to the drive page right over here. And of course we come to a page that looks like this. Now depending on what you want your normal driving mode to be, in this case I have everything set as normal. And the spoiler set as up, which I'm just going to lower that just as an example, just to lower everything down there. And I'm going to turn off the auto start and stop feature. Now from here, if I actually go ahead and hit this little guy right up here to save the individual mode, and now, depending on what kind of packages you have on your Panamera, depending if you have Sports Chrono or not, your individual button could either be on a Sport GT steering wheel. You may have the little dial right over here to set for individual. Or in this case, for this one, which has no Sports Chrono, we actually have a physical button right over here. Now, I actually just programmed the individual mode. So let's go ahead and just mess up everything, have a little bit of fun, see what we can do over here. And now, if I were to press the individual mode, let's just say I'm starting up the car and I do not want the auto start stop button on. As soon as I press individual, aha, there we are. Auto start and stop with the light on means the car stays on. So now it will not do so. Now, does that mean that it answers the question, is there a way to bypass it entirely from the start? There is not, but this is about the easiest way to go about that. The next question is going to be, the AC compressor comes on each time the car started. I want to manually turn it off if I need it. How do I do that? Now, there's actually, I don't want to make sure I'm understanding this question correctly here. I'm understanding that you just want to turn off the AC. And to do that, it's very easy. Even if you're in auto mode or anything like that, I'm just going to go ahead and show as an example. We're in auto mode right now. And then this side we are too because it's synced. All I'm going to do to turn off auto mode is just turn the fans down. And if I want to keep turning down if I keep turning down the AC, eventually I get no fans. And if I hit it one more time, I get off. Now, if you want the car to resort to that being off, your AC being off, whenever you turn on the car, we're going to come right on over here to our little door and key settings, and we're going to hit set and key. Because as we know now, 1 and 2 are just for seat settings. But if you set and hit key, if you're using the same key as you were when you set these settings, everything will change back to the way you had it. So now, as an example, if I turn off the car, and I turn it back on, aha, now the AC is resorted to off. Simple as that. And I'm going to turn it back on because it's about 93 degrees outside, nice and toasty out there, and I don't want any of that. All right, the next one is going to be, I want the driver's seat to stay in my safe position when the car is turned off. How do I do that? Now that one's actually going to be a pretty interesting question, a little interesting to locate, but that one's going to be called the comfort entry feature. Now in order to get to that little guy, we're going to select the car page right over here. Or of course we can be using touchscreen. Next, we're going to go to vehicle settings. Now, a lot of people assume it'll be in seat settings, but actually it's a little tricky. You're actually going to come to locking of all places. Now, we're going to come down over here and scroll it down, and we see comfort access, which states adapt steering wheel and seat position for easy entry. And all we're going to do is uncheck that, and now come back to our key settings and hit set and key. Always very important note, any major settings you change on the car, make sure to hit set and key. And make sure, of course, you are using your key. All right, and that answers that question there. Final question, how do I get my screen showing the engine oil level? Great question, and luckily this one's still in the same location as it was on the previous Panamera. Now, we're going to be using our little steering wheel controls right over here to cycle through everything. And the page we're going to want to get to is right over here with the vehicle information. Of course, this is going to be showing coolant, temperature, oil temperature, oil pressure, battery voltage. Now, if we want to check oil level, what we're going to do is we're going to press this little button in to select that page. And we get this little guy right over here popping up on the right-hand side. Now, I'm going to come over here to oil level and select that. And here we are. We can actually see this one's just a tiny bit low. So this one, but nothing to really worry about because we're not even near the minimum, or we're actually very close to the maximum. So, and that's how you check that. And then of course to get out of there, we're just going to hit the back button a couple times and we're good to go. And that's it. Now we're right back to normal. All right. And it looks like we do have one further question, which is outside mirrors do not automatically open after starting the car and driving. I have to manually open them each time. Now I have a couple theories about this one. The first one being, depending on not the car is actually folding them automatically whenever you lock the car, or if they're closing manually. Now, of course, closing them manually, as you know, is very nice and easy. You just come right over here to your window control switch, hit the little button, and the mirrors fold in, and hit it again, and they fold right back out. And the only way to reopen them that way is, of course, hitting the button manually. But if you actually have the car feature where it's set to automatically close when you lock the car, and to access that, we're going to go and hit the little car button right over here. Come to this page, vehicle once again, locking once again right over here. And now we're going to come right over here to fold in mirrors, which says fold in exterior mirrors when locking. Now, when you lock the car, and which we'll step outside the vehicle for this one to show it, the mirrors will fold in automatically. So I use comfort access on this one right over here. Touch my finger right over here. We can see the mirrors fold in automatically. Now, if I were to unlock the car, and unlock the car, there it is, the mirrors fold back out automatically. And this is the only way to get the car to actually fold them out automatically. Otherwise, at speeds above 30 miles an hour, the mirrors are impossible to open or close there, just for safety reasons, of course. And this is the only way to actually go about doing so. But if you do have any further questions, or anybody else out there has any further questions, please let us know. You can post in the comments, send us an email, give us a call. I'll be happy to make a video for anyone out there needing any help with these. But other than that, you all have a great day and take care.